So Neville Goddard said, your reactions create your reality. There's this thing called seed time and this thing called harvest. And we're going to dive into that a little bit today real quickly. I do invite you today to visit our sponsor, identitybasedmanifesting.com. Give it a peek over, because your identity determines pretty much everything in your life. And a lot of people try to make the mistake of changing what is in their life, who is in their life, what they do every day. And they struggle because they don't change what needs changed first at a functional level. identitybasedmanifesting.com. Ready? Your reactions create your reality. You know, it's really, really cool. Your state can accept or reject any story as true. In other words, I can look at the news and go, oh, it's going to be a shitstorm. Or I can look at the news and go, all right. Or I can simply find myself having no interest in the news. My identity has me have almost no interest in the news. Every now and then, Victoria shares with me something interesting. We do have Apple News because we've got this Apple thing that we need for our business. It's like $50 a month, and it gives us Apple TV, Apple News, Apple everything, and 2 terabytes of storage space that we need. And I think that's pretty cool. And it's a good investment. And she reads some stuff and finds it interesting and shares it with me. I don't read any of it because it doesn't interest me. But she does, and what she finds interesting does. Because of my identity as happy, loving husband. And she knows what I'm interested in, so she only shares with me that. So I've outsourced the news. Pretty cool, right? But I seem to digress because a lot of people, I do business consulting and coaching. And there are people that insist on setting up their own websites when they're not good at it and they have no desire to get good at it. People who do their own books who are not good at it and have no desire to get good at it. By the way, I've got guys that can do both of those for you. And I just tell them, right? Your identity, let that lead. Because I love to teach. I also do and love making up a good website. I have no interest in the books. Victoria can do the books. She's got like 30 years of accountancy under her table. So it's like, all right, you can do that. But here's the deal again, guys. Your identity determines everything. It determines your reactions. It determines what you give yourself to react to. By the way, so I went to the pool the other day and I walked in and I looked around and I realized there was no one that I felt like talking to in there. And I love people. But there was no one I was interested in talking to. I looked at the body languages. I know what the typical complaints with the typical people that were there at that time. And I went into the cold water pool instead of the warm water pool for half an hour, and I had a blast. And then a buddy of mine showed up and I went and hung with him. Oh, it was gorgeous. And then there's Susie Hansen, a professional singer. I hung with her. An absolute adorable time. But my state determines how I react. And I don't got to go listen to their shit stories and react to them like they're bullshit. I can. But on this particular day, my identity said, let's go splash around in the cold water pool, make some new friends, go hang out with my buddy and Susie Hansen afterwards. Just for fun. So here's the one thing that I notice. Fun deficit disorder. You know if you have it. I notice it's epidemic still. Fun deficit disorder. And fun deficit disorder, it's very interesting because a lot of people who have fun deficit disorder, they share a lot of dumb shit every day because it distracts them from their fun deficit. I want you to have a dream-driven day. I want you to have a dream-driven life. I want you to have an identity that's a lot more fun than most people's. And so I invite you to invest in you and support the project with identitybasedmanifesting.com today. It's a gorgeous little pack that'll rock your world. And even if you don't do that, because I know some of y'all got identities that prevent you from investing but have you great at spending. That's cool. right? Some of y'all got identities that, well, when you change your identity, here's one. Ready? For years, I had the identity of excellent employee. And I was the excellent employee. I would always go the extra mile. I was always do the extra thing. And here's what often happened. Somebody else got the promotion. Somebody else got the pay bump. Because I was willing to be the excellent employee who did what he was told and more. And not ask for more. My identity has me ask and accept for much more in life. And not being a good employee means I get to do what I love to do every day. I get to be the blessing and be blessed doing it. I get to write an ebook for 7 hours, sell it for $7 and sell 1,000 copies. And I'm not being arrogant here. I'm just sharing a different identity does different things. And a different identity does different things and gets different results in different places in their lives. And it all comes down to identity. And if you find yourself struggling at all, stressing at all, because your identity isn't what it needs to be, what it gets to be, what it gots to be. My name is Mr. 2020. You are listening to the Power of Imagination podcast, and I invite you to imagine up something yummy right now as we go into the silence. So did you know there are identities such as struggler, waiter, bystanders when we're currently exploring Remarkable? Some people stand on the edge of the dance floor all their lives, or at least when it matters. Some people, you know what, they live from an identity of struggle, an identity of wait. I live from the identity of create. And look what we created in the past 7 minutes, an opportunity for you. Dive deeper, soar higher. Thanks for listening. And if you got gold, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to share the show. I always appreciate that because sharing is caring. Have a great day. Yeah, dive deeper, soar higher, all that stuff. See ya.